All right, guys, what's going on? I'm Zach,
And Andrew?
and we're going to talk about Defenders, which is coming up very, very soon. And we have a lot more information now because all the shows have come out on Netflix, and we've watched all of them.
At least one season.
Yeah, at least one season of each show, and we have a little bit more information now as to what might happen. I mean, we're not insiders as in we know exactly what's going to happen or like breaking some kind of scoop, but we can kind of go off what we've seen so far as to what
We're speculating.
yeah what might happen with probably
And with rumors.
yeah, most definitely. But the first thing we want to talk about is how each of them will come together because we know they're all in like they're separate sections of of the country, because Luke Cage, well, they're all from New York, but Luke Cage is
In prison.
yeah, he's in prison Seagate, which is like in Georgia, I think, or
Savannah, Georgia,
yeah,
around there. But we know he's going to get out because they obviously, at the end of Luke Cage, Claire was like, I know a really good lawyer.
yeah,
So Matt's going to help him get out because obviously he's innocent. He just needs to prove that. Because they found that file back at the barbershop.
mm-hmm,
Someone left it. So and even if that doesn't work, it's like, okay, we got. I know this other guy now named Danny Rand who can punch through walls. So
yeah,
either way, they're going to get him out.
and
The only reason they're keeping him. I mean, the only reason, they can't keep him there. I mean, he could get out if he wanted.
yeah,
He just doesn't want to fight.
no, he don't want to. He doesn't want to make things worse, I guess, on himself. By
It's like Superman turning him in Man of Steel
yeah,
or Batman vs Superman.
and and Claire is kind of like the Phil Coulson or Nick Fury of the Defenders.
Yeah, I would say the Coulson maybe,
Yeah, just kind of
and
like
then
that person.
Stick is probably like the Fury.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true because they'll be fighting the hand and Sticks like an enemy of the hand also. So yeah, I could see.
A member of the Chaste.
Yeah, I could see that he's like a Nick Fury and she's like a Phil Coulson.
Yeah.
But
So now,
but like
that's kind of where the characters are now and how they'll get connected. And obviously, Jerry Hogarth is really close with Danny, but she also knows Jessica Jones.
yep. And now and
And she
Foggy.
knows Luke, obviously, because they did it.
Yeah, and
And
she knows.
Claire kind of convalesces everything.
Yeah, and Hogarth knows Foggy because Foggy works in the same law firm now.
Yeah, because we'll get Foggy as well. I mean, pretty much everyone that's important in all these series, Netflix series we've seen, are going to be in Defenders, even the smaller characters.
Yeah,
And it's not going to feel crowded. Just like I hated what James Mangold said, the director of Logan, because he said I hate it when you have to put all these characters into one movie. But the thing with Marvel, Disney is that they give them all the development in other things, and then they can throw them all together and then focus on certain ones more than others because all the other characters have been developed in another property.
I mean, and we know their backstory, and that's what makes it great. It's not being everything is a standalone, getting to see these characters interact with one another, which is going to be really interesting. And something I've seen and I've thought myself was the Defenders might make a better team than the Avengers were. Because Danny and Matt, they'll have something in common.
Or sworn enemies of the hand, so they're in.
Yeah, they'll probably be best buds, and then Luke Cage and Danny Rand will probably be best buds, which will they'll probably do Heroes for Hire later down the road.
I feel like Luke doesn't really want to right now. He doesn't embrace being a hero, but I think he'll eventually be sold on it. He'll kind of find his purpose.
Yeah,
and Jessica's the only wild card because she just needs to stop drinking.
Yeah, but with Luke, he'll probably see how the justice system's kind of screwed him over twice now. in a way, and so he's like, I want to make a difference in this, whatever. You know, I don't want this to happen again.
I think he'll find purpose in what Danny and Matt are trying to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how we think all the characters will kind of come together. And as far as the threat they'll be facing in Defenders, we think it'll be. We obviously know Sigourney Weaver is playing this big head honcho of the Hand, and I think we talked before how Iron Fist kind of introduced like the Hand, basically a part of it being very corporate and just kind of like intertwined into Rand Enterprises.
Yeah,
and we don't think that's we don't think it's just that. So we think she's the head of all of the things she's connected with. And we've postulated that the Hand is connected with the Seagate experiments they were doing down there, and the company that paid for Jessica's surgeries and whatnot, and gave Newt his pills and whatnot. So we think those are like, I guess, probably like conglomerates or subsidiaries.
Yeah, it's like
of the
it's like big, like a big. Corporate, like all these corporations that fall under another bigger corporation type of thing.
And like we saw in Iron Fist, it doesn't mean. I mean, it's not a whole company they are only the Hand. It's that they're inside of it. They've infiltrated it, very much like Hydra.
Yeah.
Infiltrated
S.H.I.E.L.D. Very similar.
And that's a very good segue into what we talked about is that. We think Hydra. We've compared Hydra to the Hand and thinking, okay, what do they want? And so Hydra wants peace, but through control.
Yeah.
By any means, we don't really see that from the Hand. But the deeper meaning, the deeper purpose between Hydra, if you guys watch the show, is to basically get this god back from another realm. And it is like the first inhuman, most powerful one.
Yeah.
And let it lead us to rule the world and bring peace through that.
Yeah.
We postulated that that's what they're doing with the Black Sky. Because Matt asks Stick, he says, "What? And did they have a goal? Did the Hand have a goal?" And he's like, "Something called a Black Sky." So that's their goal. But it can't just be the Black Sky. You know it. What do you want the Black Sky to do? Lead you to power. And we know Elektra will be revived, obviously, with that tease and be
the Black Sky, yeah.
The Black Sky, whatever that is, they don't even know what it is. All they know is it's super powerful, and Stick says something you do not want in your world.
It's kind of like how what Hive was, you know, they've talked about it for many generations and tried to, I guess, bring the Black Sky or Hive back to Earth or whatever, and and like so that they don't know specifically what might happen once that's released or whatever, but like it could cause a lot of damage, and you know it's going to be a really big threat, and that's something because you know Elektra will be the Black Sky in Defenders. It'll kind of be like a Cap Bucky moment where he's like,
oh, very much so.
It's like he sees Elektra as an enemy now.
It's someone else now.
Yeah, because he thinks she's dead. For
one. Oh yeah.
And then you come back and look. Oh man, this kind of freak him out or like
that'll hurt tear at the heartstrings.
Yeah. Which would be really
and like
cool.
we talked about before in the comics, Elektra, the Hand worships basically a demon, and with everything that's happened with Doctor Strange and what's happened on S.H.I.E.L.D. lately, with the Darkhold, this wouldn't be so far fetched in such a gritty and realistic series such as the Marvel Netflix series to say the Black Sky is like an all-powerful demon that somehow is able to possess Elektra, and that's something they worship. The Hand did,
Yeah.
in comics. So it's really not that outlandish. And honestly, Daredevil is such a grounded, realistic series, but in the second season, they're reviving people.
Yeah.
You know, so
And now you throw Iron
you think
Fist.
they don't go over the top.
No. And now you throw Iron Fist in the mix, and he's considered a mystical character in a sense where, you know,
Oh, absolutely.
where he goes to a city which is in another dimension.
City of Heaven.
It's one of the 7 cities of heaven, which is in another dimension. And
where he gets his powers by punching the heart of a dragon.
Yeah, so that's, you don't get more mystical than that.
Yeah.
And that's like, so they're kind of, it's kind of like a pattern with all of the MCU. You know, you had your grounded characters, and then things start amping up a little bit toward, going from science to more mystical type things. You know, with Doctor Strange, now it's on Shield 2, and then now in the Netflix or Iron Fist. So I could see.
And even in the Avengers Infinity War, probably in both the third one and the fourth one, we'll probably get some cosmic entities, which will lead even more into like the very mystical and galactic type stuff, very abstract.
They're really branching out. You know, usually a lot of us grown up on comic book characters that are very grounded. A lot of times, I mean, they've had their moments here and there.
Yeah.
Which haven't been very good in the past, but, now that they kind of have their formula, it's working a little better, and they're able to branch out more into the cosmic and mystical side of stuff.
And I was even watching a video, and it said, I mean, even the most grounded hero, Spider-Man, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he's the only one, I think, ever recorded to even be visited by the one above all.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like in the form of a homeless person.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that even that's connected is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I think that's something I would like to see. Just, this is random and off topic. That was something that I would like to see in Homecoming. Just like, it doesn't have to be a plot line, but just, like, planting the seed of some little interaction with the homeless guy, or him helping him out.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
They don't have to do anything with it later, but it could be. Kind of build on that picture we've seen in the comics where Spider-Man Captain America is holding him. He's like, "You'll be the best of us one day."
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I got on that.
Yeah, just wanted to talk. We got a little bit more information about what's going on. I know we did a long video back last year about this whole topic, but we hadn't seen Luke Cage or Iron Fist yet, so we got a little bit more information about what's going to happen, or who's in the show, and what might happen, and
And I don't think we'll see guys like Nuke or
no,
Luke Cage's brother.
No.
Or Silver. Oh, what's his name? The Silver Serpent. What's his name?
Oh yeah. Steel Serpent.
Like those guys, like
Davos.
I think they're saving them for the season 2s for those series.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a waste to put them in this conflict when I think it should be the Hand and all the subsidiaries in power versus the Defenders.
And I think we'll see a little bit more of the Chased, because at the end of season 1 of Daredevil, Stick goes back and he's talking to that big dude without his shirt off, and people are still wondering who is that.
And that's a great point, and that really reminds me of it's like the same tease that they did in Avengers 1 at the very end.
Yeah. So
they show Thanos, but they don't show so much of him that you can't recast him, which they obviously do with another actor.
Yeah.
CGI'd form, but they didn't show so much of this guy that we don't. If we see this guy, we won't be like, oh, this isn't the same guy.
Yeah.
They just give a little tease. So we'll see whoever that guy is who's in charge.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. I mean, I'm sure there's more to the Chase besides Stick.
Oh yeah.
And his driver.
Yeah. He's
so that'd be cool.
Like he said, he's been trying to, I guess, gather up. There's probably more Stick-like characters around the world or the country or wherever that are trying to scrounge up their own warrior team or something,
Yeah.
Which will be something we'll probably see. We'll probably see the Chase fight alongside with the defenders and everything to fight the Hand, and I'm sure the Hand will be defeated. So, like,
Oh yeah,
that'll probably be the end of the Hand. It's kind of like like you said with the Avengers, will be the end of that, like in Thanos type thing. It'll be like sort of the same thing, where the Hand, or with Hydra. Hydra was such a big plot line of a lot of movies for a while, and then they finally ended that. So it'll probably be sort of the same thing.
And Matt will probably have to kill Elektra in the end. That'd be very poetic.
Yeah.
And tragic, but
yeah,
it would hit home hard.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got. So we'll have some more stuff soon. Got a lot more topics to talk about, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Peace.